Conor McGregor fans know he debuted in the featherweight rankings at 12th place after winning against Diego Brandao in July 2014. Well, the UFC rankings were updated some days ago, and for the first time in 8 years, McGregor is not on it. Also, McGregor faced a lawsuit recently after Artem Lobov accused him of a social media barrage to intimidate, harass, and defame him. Keep watching for details. Firstly, Conor McGregor sends a message of congratulations to Paddy Pimblett on Saturday night at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. The baddie outlasted his most challenging opponent yet to improve to 4-0 in the UFC. All three UFC 282 judges gave him the win in the razor-thin contest, 29-28, although his opponent, other UFC judges, and many fans believe the result should have been reversed. Gordon wrote in a post-fight tweet that he was robbed and everyone knows it. He stated that he could cry about it, but he has also been through worst, and God's plan is the best plan, so he knows there's something major to come from it. Jake Paul also chimed in with the claim that Pimblett is a favorite of Dana White. He stated that if you are one of Dana White's favorites, having no rights and no power as a UFC fighter is fantastic. He then stated that one could even write a complimentary food review to influence his opinions. He concluded by writing, "What a league, and they all merit better." Former dual-weight champion Henry Cejudo and UFC legend Nate Diaz expressed their disagreement with the online decision. After enduring a day of post-fight criticism, Pimblett finally received some words of encouragement from Notorious. Notorious praised him for his performance and claimed the 27-year-old is proceeding with his brief UFC career in the proper way. The former lightweight and featherweight champion has always had a soft spot for Pimblett. Pimblett followed in his footsteps by rising to stardom with Cage Warriors before joining MMA's top organization. Earlier this year, when the UFC prospect and Molly McCann, his teammate, went to McGregor's renowned Dublin bar, the Black Forge Inn, he called the Scouse pair on FaceTime and gave them some words of support. As Pimblett stated in the period leading up to his most recent fight, McGregor even took care of the bill at the conclusion of their visit. Pimblett is anticipated to return to action on March 18th at UFC 286 in London if he promptly recovers from any injuries sustained during his battle at UFC 282. McGregor's injury hiatus began in July 2021 and is anticipated to finish in 2023. However, how soon the largest MMA star will return is currently unknown due to his ongoing troubles with the UFC's drug testing organization. Conor McGregor's fiancée washes his hair, confusing fans of the UFC star. The Irishman, who injured his leg in a defeat to Dustin Poirier in July of 2021, is still out as he works to make a return. McGregor has been posting a ton of social media footage during his time away from the octagon, including from his yacht while on vacation and while having a good time. In a recent social media update, McGregor shared a strange video of himself having his fiancée Devlin wash his hair before the two started laughing. The Irishman loved being spoiled by his longtime partner, but was obviously unable to take the video seriously. Fans questioned why he decided to share the video in the comments, with one writing that they never know what they are going to see when Conor posts. Another stated, "What's she doing to his hair?" A supporter also questioned whether McGregor was sober, saying, "Bro, you're much too wasted." One supporter wrote, "This man became a champion, turned millionaire, nourished his family, stayed with the same wife, and started a wonderful family." Others praised the couple's happiness. Devlin was lauded by another person, who added that McGregor is a lucky man to have a woman like Dee in his life. Even then, one supporter wrote, after 4 liters of whiskey, raising the possibility that the pair had been drinking again. One of McGregor's supporters stated that Conor is funny, and he is just thrilled to see him. It doesn't matter whether it is inside or outside the octagon. McGregor supporters were also pleased to see him back. Another wrote, "Power to the champ of champs." McGregor's video is the most recent in a string of odd clips that have been posted since he was benched, including the time he chose to apply a gorilla-themed Snapchat filter while speaking to the camera, which many agreed was a new low. Fans were also alarmed by a video he posted of himself eating ice cream while appearing to be drunk. His first objective right now is getting back to fighting, which is now anticipated to happen in 2023. The former two-weight champion has gained weight and is anticipated to try to make a comeback at 170 pounds, where his most recent victory came in 2020. The US ADA drug testing pool requirement, established by UFC President Dana White, requires athletes to be in it for 6 months prior to competing, which seems to postpone his comeback further. McGregor stated that he is certain to return in the spring. He tweeted that he is eligible to take the test in February. He will finish his 2 USDA tests and a fight will be scheduled. Conor McGregor flaunts his body as the octagon's return approaches. Although there are many obstacles to cross if we are to see him soon, a February date is tough, to say the least. It appears like his return will be coming much sooner rather than later, with opponents and dates for a fight being advertised. Considering the drug testing policies, June seems to be McGregor's earliest possible return date, but don't rule out an exemption for him given his attraction. He will undoubtedly sell out. It might be sensible for the company to allow him back sooner. There has been a lot of conversation regarding Conor McGregor's physique in recent weeks and months, and Joe Rogan is convinced that if he has been using steroids, fights, it would be obvious when he retests. There's no denying that he has gained a lot of muscle in his absence, and will probably move up a weight class in the UFC, but because he has had so much time to himself and hasn't had a fight to prepare for, he could spend the entire day in the gym working on his physique. No one wants to be the target of a McGregor strike right now after seeing a recent photo of him on his bike that he posted on social media, showcasing how ripped he is right now. Conor McGregor is involved in another legal battle. Artem Lobov, a former UFC featherweight known as Hammer, was known for his aggressive offense inside the octagon. It seems the former Ultimate Fighter will take the same approach in court, as evidenced by a second lawsuit being prepared against Conor McGregor, a former friend and SBG Ireland training partner. According to a recent report from Independent, that is, Lobov is blaming McGregor for a concerted social media barrage, with the aim of harassing, intimidating, and defaming him, and alleging that Notorious is retaliating for the initial lawsuit Lobov filed just last month over the unequal wealth distribution of Proper 12 whiskey. In his soon-to-be published book, Lobov describes the origin of Proper 12 and asserts that the whole scheme was his idea. He also claims that Notorious gave him the go-ahead to handle all the planning and research prior to the execution, relying on the Hammer's college education and extensive network in the beverage distribution sector. When word of the lawsuit spread, McGregor expressed his discontent by calling Lobov a rat, and according to the story, McGregor's father reportedly joined the social media barrage by criticizing Lobov on Instagram. There's currently no information available regarding the kind of damages Lobov is requesting in his most recent complaint, but his prior lawsuit requested up to $30 million. For the first time since 2014, Conor McGregor is eliminated from the official UFC rankings. For the first time in more than 8 years, Conor McGregor is not included in the UFC rankings, and there is still no assurance that he will fight again anytime soon. After defeating Marcus Brimage and Max Holloway at the beginning of his octagon career, the then featherweight moved up to number 12 in the rankings and proceeded to knock out Diego Brandao in the first round. He then dispatched Dustin Poirier and Dennis Siver with similarly emphatic finishes, setting up a fight for the interim championship with Chad Mendes, which McGregor again won. What happened next was incredible, as McGregor knocked Jose Aldo out in the fastest title fight knockout in history, 13 seconds. When the Dublin-born fighter moved up to welterweight to fight Nate Diaz in March 2016, he experienced the strange taste of defeat and gave in to a rear naked choke late in the second round. Later that year, by majority vote, McGregor would exact retribution on Diaz, and he would follow that victory with a third-round TKO victory against Eddie Alvarez to win the lightweight championship, but due to his inactivity, he soon lost his featherweight belt, and the same thing occurred in lightweight. Before McGregor competed again after the Alvarez fight, over 2 years had gone by. When he did, it was a harsh reality check, as he lost to Khabib Nurmagomedov by neck crank submission. After taking an additional 15 months off to grieve the loss, McGregor returned, this time competing at welterweight, and appeared to be on the right road after knocking out Donald Cerrone in just 40 seconds. The last time McGregor competed, he had lost twice to Poirier, and the crushing manner of the second defeat may have hinted that the former double champion's days at the top were limited. For the first time since 2014, McGregor is currently outside the top 15 in any division. Since his trilogy fight with Poirier, McGregor has also spoken at the MTV Video Music Awards, throwing out the first pitch at a Major League Baseball game between the Minnesota Twins and Chicago Cubs, and walked the red carpet at the illustrious Cannes Film Festival. His plans for his MMA career are uncertain. However, a meeting with Michael Chandler is rumored to happen in the middle of 2019. That brings us to the end of today's video. What do you think about the lawsuit against Conor McGregor? Are you also anticipating McGregor's comeback fight? Let us know in the comment section. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on. Thank you for watching.